Alright, we're live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon. Welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. I am Xander, and we will be joined by the Golden Loon here shortly. And of course, you viewer, you. Thank you so much for coming in and watching. Today is Saturn's Day, aka Saturday, February 7th, 2026. Pardon me. This show is about interesting and important events that occurred today throughout the annals of recorded history. Thank you. Starting with 457 here. Leo the First was crowned Eastern Roman Emperor, the first to be crowned by the Patriarch of Constantinople. All right. 1238, Mongolian forces led by General Batu captured and burned the important Russian city of Vladimir after an 8-day siege. Oh, I gotta move this over here. Let's see, what else do we got here? 1497, on February 7th, in Florence, Italy, supporters of Girolamo Savonarola burnt cosmetics, art, and books in a bonfire to the vanities, which I can get behind that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, get away, you know, get rid of the vain, you know? Like, who cares what you look like? It's all about what you do in life, not, you know, looking fancy. Like,
True.
so, since when did a pretty face ever save a nation? You know? Anyway, so something trying to get back out. 1567, King Philip II formed an inquisition in South America. That sounds kind of ominous. 1613, Mikhail Romanov, at the age of 16, became Tsar of Russia. That's young.
16, my goodness.
Yeah. 1639, Académie Française began Dictionary of French Language. Okay. 1759, Thomas Siddell was reported to have harvested a 17 1/4 pound or 7.8 kilogram, 47-inch long potato from his garden in Chester, England.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's huge.
that is a big potato. Oh,
47 inches.
that's, yeah, roughly. 1783, in some of these articles we're going to be repeating, because as I said, sometimes the primary source or something, it doesn't have something exactly, but the Great Siege of Gibraltar, led by France and Spain against the British colony during the American War of Independence, was lifted after 3 years and 7 months. Okay, now this makes more sense, because you know, Britain, as we know, you know, during the American Revolution, because you're trying to figure out what the hell does Gibraltar have to do with the American Revolution?
Yeah.
Well, in coming and being on our side, France is a lot closer to Britain than we are.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, so they're not just, you know, helping us over here. They're defending themselves and, you know, making, you know, Britain busy.
They'll
you know,
help whoever they can to hurt the English.
So the French and the Spanish, which was on our side, it seems.
Yeah. Not as much though.
Yeah, well, but regardless, they were besieging Gibraltar, which was the property of Britain, keeping Britain occupied with multiple problems instead of just one.
Yeah.
You know, smart. 1795, the 11th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution affirming power of state courts was ratified. 1812, an 8.2 earthquake, the strongest in a series of earthquakes, struck New Madrid in Missouri.
Oh.
All right. 1813, in the action of February 7th, 1813, near the Elis Phalos, the frigates Arethusa and Amelia battered each other, but neither could gain the upper hand. And neither. And, I guess I wanted to image search this because I couldn't find a good, you know, picture for the thumbnail. But, like, you know, it's a really cool looking image.
Ooh.
Like, it's rather small. I couldn't find any bigger ones. Even this one is blurry, you know, so.
Yeah.
But still, you know, that looks cool, doesn't it?
That is cool.
The scene out of Pirates of the Caribbean.
The one with the flames may catch more attention, but I like the other one.
Yeah. 1817, Baltimore became the first U.S. city lit by gas street lamps, with the first turned on in Market Street, or on Market and Lemon Street, so that intersection.
Huh.
And, you know, here's an example. So, first gas street lamp, so that's the first.
So
the absolute first.
How did that work? They couldn't have had gas lines to it.
Well, they must have, unless they had some kind of like a system like how you would with a propane tank.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
But then they're hauling around propane tanks.
They're bringing something to fill it up. I guess they must have had gas lines.
I think they had gas lines.
Must have. I'd like to know. Anyway,
Yeah.
move on.
I would too, but viewers, could you please tell us in the comments section, answer his question? I'd like to know too, but we can't research here. 1818, the first successful U.S. educational magazine, Academician, Academician. It's like academic and American, Academician, or something. Begins in New York City.
Good grief.
Yeah, it sounds like a name I would come up with. 1836, sketches by.
Friday.
Yeah, well, I didn't come up with Friday.
Oh, that's right, you did.
Yeah, no, I just used it to get out of being grounded. 1836, Sketches by Boz, essays, were published by Charles Dickens. And 3 years later, Henry Clay declared in the Senate, quote, "I would rather be right than president," end quote. Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
1845, the Portland vase, thought to date to the 1st century BC, was shattered into 80 pieces by a drunken visitor in the British Museum. And thankfully, it looks like they were able to... I could see the broken lines, actually. They were able to glue it back together. But look at that. That would have been... Oh, I would have lost my mind.
Yeah.
I would have killed him where he stood. 1854, a law was proved to found the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology. Lectures started on October 16th the next year. Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. 1856, colonial Tasmania. Oh yeah, here's that. I'm trying to read and keep this up.
Yeah, that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to do 5 things as one person. Colonial Tasmanian Parliament passed the first piece of legislation, the Electoral Act of 1856. Anywhere in the world providing for elections by the way of a secret ballot. Huh. That sounds weird. Let's see here. 1877, the first American Guernsey Cattle Club was organized in New York City. What is that? Guernsey Cattle Club? Does that sound anything familiar to you?
No.
Guernsey Association.
No.
I'm just going to image search this. Guernsey. What the hell is a Guernsey? I guess it's a breed of cattle. It's saying Guernsey cattle, and I'm seeing all the same type of cow here.
Pronouncing it right, you think?
I don't know.
I can't see it.
It says characteristics of Guernsey cattle. Okay, so it is a species of cattle. Okay, so it's a that species of cattle club.
I'm trying to think of something that maybe sounds like Guernsey. I don't think that's it. Spell it.
Guernsey. It sounds like what you just said, Guernsey.
Why not?
Okay. 1882, last bare knuckle champion John L. Sullivan knocks out Paddy Ryan in Mississippi. Yeah. 1884, Canadian Rugby Football Union formed. And then 5 years later, 1889, Astronomical Society of the Pacific held the first meeting in San Francisco. 1893, Vanderbilt University claimed it participated in the first organized intercollegiate basketball game at the Nashville YMCA Gymnasium. Vanderbilt defeated the YMCA 9-3. We spoke about this the other day. 1898, Dreyfus Affair. Emile Zola was brought to trial for libel for publishing J'accuse. And the Dreyfus Affair, for anyone who does not know, to give it a brief explanation, it's something to do with the British military, the French military, some officer, I think, or whatever, this guy, his name was Dreyfus, and I think he was a Jew, and there's this whole hoopla about, oh, you kicked him out of the military because he's a Jew, or something. I don't know the exact, but it was this mess, and it went on for like 12 years.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was a mess. 1900, a Chinese immigrant in San Francisco fell ill due to bubonic plague, and the first plague epidemic in the continental United States. You can always leave it to China to just bring their diseases over here. That's where the bubonic plague started, the Spanish flu, the Kung flu, gunpowder. It seems like the majority of the world's problems is just coming out of Asia. 904, Baltimore catches fire. 1,500 buildings were destroyed in 80 blocks. A fire began in Baltimore, destroying over 1,500 buildings in 30 hours. 905, Dominican Republic signed treaty turning over customs collection to the U.S. 107, Conservative coalition took over the Reichstag in Germany after rallying conservatives against the threat of a socialist government. Well, they'd be under a fascist government pretty soon. Although this is before the First World War, so... We also have the Mud March, the first large procession organized by the National Union of Women's Suffrage Societies, the NUWSS.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What does mud have to do with it?
I don't know. I was confused as to why, but like it's all this. Like like that scene out of Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Votes for women, votes for women. Da 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 da. Step in time. Like why did I click that? But yeah, it was all that. So that looks pretty cool. 1914, Charlie Chaplin debuted silent film character The Tramp in Kid Auto Races at Venice. And here we go. Here's good old Charlie Chaplin with a champ.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Adolf Hitler because of that mustache.
Well, the Tramp became a signature thing.
Yes. 1915. There he is. The first wireless message sent from a moving train to a station was received. Wow.
Oh, from a moving train.
A moving train.
Wow.
Let's see, it's weird. We sit here and say wow, but it was done in 1915. Why are we saying wow?
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, it is, but
you said it had to be wireless, so that's something brand new.
Yeah. But I mean, that just goes to show that a lot of new technologies aren't really that new, and I don't know, I'm a subscriber to the belief that the majority of the human population is being kept in the dark about what secrets the ancient world really kept. I don't know. 1925, anthropologist Raymond Dart published his landmark paper about the discovery of Australopithecus africanus, the tongue child, confirming Charles Darwin's prediction of an African human origin. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you connected the dots at the last sentence.
Yeah. 1928, the first solo flight from England to Australia took off from Croydon, piloted by Australian aviator Bert Hinkler, arrived 15 and a half days later.
Wow.
Well, because they didn't have, the fuel, the longevity technology.
I was going to say, I hope it was a direct flight, but they would land on islands.
No, they would die if they tried it back then. 33, Social Democrat meeting in Berlin. As thousands cheer, Marxism is dead. Well, I can cheer that Marxism is dead as well.
Yeah. However, they were wrong.
Yeah,
we said that a number of times.
Yeah. Well. 1936, Felix the Cat animated film released by Van Buren Studios, licensed from Otto Mesmar. Yeah, Felix the Cat.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Never cared for that.
Yeah, I remember seeing it around. Never really watched an episode, though. 1936, the flag of the U.S. Vice President was authorized. I did not know the U.S. Vice President had his own flag. Does the President have his own flag? He must, but
I don't know.
They're not a country, they're a person. Why the hell do they get a flag? I mean, a seal I'd understand, but a flag?
Yeah, well, I know there's a president's seal, and there must be a
this is for the vice president.
I know, but there must be a vice president's seal, too.
Well, obviously there is. The flag. Oh, weird. 1940, Walt Disney's second feature-length movie, Pinocchio, premiered in New York City. Now, I'm going to hurt your brain here for a second. Have you ever heard of the Pinocchio paradox?
I'm trying to think, but I don't think so.
So, the whole thing about his nose. If he lies, it grows?
Yeah.
Now, if he says, oh, my nose will grow, it will not because, because if it grows, he's telling the truth. So it can't grow because he's telling the truth. But if it doesn't grow, he's telling a lie, therefore it will grow. But then if he's lying, then he's telling the truth. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a feedback loop. It's a paradox.
But if he says, my nose will grow, he's usually using that in the future, so it's not going to do anything. Now, if he said, my nose is growing, then it would grow.
Okay, but that's not the paradox here.
I know.
Okay. You're trying to bend the situation to more specific things. You can't do that with a paradox.
Well, but, yeah, okay, it's a paradox.
I was just wondering if you found that interesting. I love paradoxes. Well, they really make my mind bubble.
I'm trying to break them down.
They're unbreakdownable. 1943, shoe rationing began in the U.S. May purchase up to 3 more pairs in 1942.
What was happening in 1942?
War.
Of course. Well, yeah, of course.
Everything needs to be for war.
Of course. I'm still stuck in World War I.
Yeah, well, we're now halfway through World War II.
Yeah.
43, during World War II, the Imperial Japanese forces completed the evacuation of Imperial Japanese Army troops from Guadalcanal during Operation Key in the Japanese attempts to retake the island from Allied forces in the Guadalcanal campaign. At 44, Bing Crosby recorded Swinging on a Star for Decca Records, Academy Award Best Original Song.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
That is not
it's the
sweet.
only, I know, it's the only Bing Crosby song I know.
Okay. All right, I'll allow it. 45, the U.S. 76th and 5th Infantry Divisions began crossing the Soar River near Echtartik, Luxembourg, and breached the Siegfried Line, which was the German defensive line.
Okay, I knew you could tell me that. Okay.
Yep. But, like, you know the Maginot Line.
Yeah.
Well, that was their form of it.
Okay.
But not as good. 45 as well. Douglas MacArthur returned to Manila. We spoke about that yesterday.
Yeah.
46, a filibuster in the U.S. Senate killed FEPC, the Fair Employment Practices Bill, the Fair Employment Practices Committee Bill. Okay? Maybe that was a bad bill, but at the same time, I don't like using things like filibusters. You know, when you use sleazeball tactics, even if your cause is just and, you know, you're trying to push for something that's nice, if you use a sleazeball tactic, it just really sours, you know, the taste in my mouth for everything that you're doing. You know, like, it's not what you're doing, it's how you're doing it, you know?
Fair enough.
So, 1947, the UK announced its intention to end the Mandate for Palestine. Okay. 48, after winning Lake Placid in 1932 and Garmisch-Partenkirchen in 1946, Olympic ski jumping gold medals, Birger Ruud came out of retirement to win silver in St. Moritz in a Norwegian medal sweep.
Good for you.
Yeah. Omar Bradley succeeded Dwight Eisenhower as U.S. Army Chief of Staff. Yep. 49, Joe DiMaggio became the first $100,000 a year baseball player, signing a new contract with the New York Yankees.
That's amazing at 49.
Yeah. 1950, Senator Joe McCarthy found communists in U.S. Department of State, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Or I guess the equivalent of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Because I think our source here is either Canadian or British. So they use their dialect. I've noticed sometimes they say color. You know, see they spell colors with the U, like colors. It's like it's a shade of light, not a liquor. You know, color. You know, liqueur. You know, yeah. 1950, the United States formally recognized the state of Vietnam as the legitimate government of Vietnam, with Bao Dai as leader. South Vietnam.
Why did we end up getting a war? Oh, South Vietnam.
Yeah.
51
Korean War, more than 700 suspected communist sympathizers were massacred by South Korean forces. I don't agree with this. This just makes us as dirty and gross as the commies. You know? Like, at the end of the day, like, you know, if our opponents are unwilling to compromise, then something's got to give. But I don't think 700 people are all not compromising. This is an unsanctioned massacre. So... 1958, Dodgers officially became the Los Angeles Dodgers, Inc., to Mom's dismay.
So,
the Dodgers.
Yeah, 57 was their last year in Brooklyn, and 58 their first.
Yeah. Now, I want to bring up the actual thumbnail. I love because the image for the Dodgers, it was one without a background. So the purple of the background, you know, when I make the collage, I think this is actually a cool, different look for the Dodgers. You know, as far like, you know, like a purple backdrop instead of white.
I don't think Dodgers that people that bleed Dodger blue are going to agree with you, but.
Well, the actual word is still in the blue.
It's just in the blue.
Yeah, it's just the background has changed from white to purple.
So I know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying, and it's invalid because I'm not changing the Dodger blue. I'm not touching it.
Don't put any color in my Dodger blue, they'd say.
You have a problem with color?
You're screwing with it.
Are you trying to segregate baseball again? 1958, the first showing of Dutch automatic transmission car, the DAF 600. Ooh. Yeah. 59, U.S. pilots Bob Tim and John Cook broke recently set airplane flight endurance record, exceeding 1,550 hours, equivalent to 64 days, 22 hours, and 19 minutes, specifically. Landing the Hacienda, their modified Cessna 172, where they started in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, I got an image to this. While I'm pulling this up, from what I could collect, they basically made a small apartment in their aircraft.
Oh, okay.
Like, they stayed aloft. They never landed. So, you know, right there, they're refueling and everything.
Yeah.
But like, I'm trying to find it here. let's see, open image, a new tab. You can kind of see he's lounging there.
Yeah.
So, they eat, sleep. I don't want to know what they do with their waste material. But
sticking out the door.
Well, I mean, they could probably, fertilize a field or two, crop dust the thing. But still, though, like, that's wicked awesome.
Yeah.
Like, and you know what the word hacienda means? So, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Right there, the hacienda. It's their house in the air.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay. Now, time out.
Yeah.
Go back up one to the automatic transmission.
Okay.
Up.
Oh, this one here? Do you want me to look it up?
It says, what does it say again?
The first showing of a Dutch automatic. So it's their technology.
Oh.
Well, it's not their technology. It's the Dutch were finally building this. Is what I mean. Like they didn't invent it or anything, but they're finally building it. So
because automatic was here way before that.
Yeah, no, the Dutch automatic. So it's just the spreading of technology.
Yeah, okay.
Like I don't just cover the invention of technology. I cover when it becomes new in other places. I just love the the sharing of knowledge.
That's why I wanted you to back up. I wanted to clarify that.
Yeah. 59, Fidel Castro proclaimed new Cuban constitution. 1960.
Listen to me or die.
Yeah, pretty much. 1960, old handwriting was found at Qumran near the Dead Sea, part of the Dead Sea Scrolls, I believe.
Yeah.
And right here, I think this is a writing, so that's cool.
Yeah.
61, Jane Fonda made her acting debut in the NBC drama A String of Beads.
Nope, don't remember that one.
Okay. 62 as well, U.S. President JFK began a blockade of Cuba by banning all Cuban imports and exports. 64, Baskin-Robbins introduced beetle nut ice cream. Now, I initially thought, I'm not going to say what I initially thought, but then I thought it had something to do with involving the insects, No. But then I looked it up, it was the Beatles, the music group.
Yeah.
So they were.
You say 64, that's when they hit.
Well, I was thinking of
probably sold like crazy.
Probably. I was thinking of something like how we made almond milk, so beetles they're high in protein. I'm not going to eat bugs, Stacy. 1964, the Beatles, speaking of them, landed at New York's recently renamed John F. Kennedy International Airport for the first time. All right. 65, the U.S. began regular bombing and strafing of North Vietnam. 66, the Great Fire of IOYO broke out in a lumber yard in Inzart Street, burning for almost half a day, destroying nearly 3/4 of the city proper, and causing 50 million pesos in total property damage. And here's an image of that.
Wow.
It's just show that's all a burn area. I don't know what these areas of importance are, but
it's all important if it's
well, I mean,
it's important.
If there's a hospital or a police station, you got to evacuate or something. 1969, Dan Crump, at the age of 20, became the first woman jockey to ride against men in a major U.S. racetrack aboard Bridle and Bit, and they raced at Hialeah Park in Hialeah, Florida.
Florida.
Yeah.
People don't realize how much, if you're a horse enthusiast, you do, how athletic you have to be a jockey.
Oh, yeah. 1970, Jingle Jangle hit number 10 on the Pop Charts chart by Archie's. Never heard of it, but I've heard the term Jingle Jangle.
Well, that comes from Bojangles, maybe. If I heard the music, I'd probably know it, but I don't know it by name.
It's probably still copywritten, so I'm not going to risk playing any of it yet here. 71, Switzerland voted for national women's suffrage in a referendum, the last European country to do so, except for Liechtenstein. Well, then you can't say it's the last European country to do so, now can you?
True.
Except for Liechtenstein. Well, okay, cool.
You can't say except for.
73, North Ireland's United Loyalist Council held a one-day strike. Loyalist paramilitaries forcibly tried to stop people going to work. That's when I say, nah, up yours.
Now, do you know how that works for the United Kingdom? All of Great Britain? Because each thing is, there's England, there's Great Britain, and then there's United Kingdom.
Well, no, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and England, there's England, Great Britain, and Northern Ireland. Don't forget them.
Correct. That's where I was going.
Yeah. Well, of course I know about Ireland. Dad, I'm always going on about the Troubles and how Ireland needs to be free. Like, you know, they're...
Well, the big chunk of the island...
They're like the white Iraqis.
...is the Republic of Ireland, and they are totally independent.
Yes. Well, that's Southern Ireland, but they all need to be independent.
It's called the Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, but all of Ireland, and then by extension, Scotland, you know, needs to be, you know, independent.
But does Northern Ireland want to be? Maybe they want to be part of the United Kingdom.
I don't think so. No,
that.
Do you not remember the Troubles? Northern Ireland are constantly doing terrorist activities for 30 years. You know, like the term where Irish car bomb came from. From like the 1950s to like the 70s or whatever. Today no, I think they're still fighting. I think there's still some...
I don't think so.
I don't know. 1973, the U.S. Senate created a select committee on presidential campaign activities. That sounds like a bunch of waste of taxpayer dollars. Afuela.
Yeah.
1974, U.S. left-wing guerrilla group Symbionese Liberation Army claimed responsibility for the kidnapping of Patty Hearst, daughter of U.S. publishing heir Randolph Hearst. We spoke about that yesterday. But I want to highlight left-wing. You know?
Oh, very much so, yeah.
You know, the Democratic Party of the United States of America is a terrorist organization. They always have been since they invented the Ku Klux Klan to harass and abuse recently freed blacks to prevent them from voting, and they still are terrorists today. They just expanded their military arms to BLM, Antifa, the Alphabet Mafia, feminism, and all that crap.
Ku Klux Klan was basically, and what you're also saying, it was basically the sergeant of arms for the Democratic Party.
Yes. 74, Grenada gained independence from the United Kingdom / Britain. This is their national day. All right. You know, which reminds me, like, the one thing that Britain gave to the entire world was Independence Days.
Independence Day? Yeah.
74, Mel Brooks' Western spoof film Blazing Saddles, starring Cleveland Little and Gene Wilder, premieres at the Pickwink Drive-In in Burbank, California. Patrons from horseback. Patrons watch from horseback rather than cars. That's awesome. I said the sheriff is a dumb.
I love what's his name?
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder.
Oh, dude, they're all awesome.
He's one of my all-time favorites.
They were that movie is so great. You cannot remake that movie today. You just can't. Like this today is so ridiculously woke. Oh my god! Could you imagine?
Did that bomb at the box office?
A lot do. I think it did.
Remember,
but a lot do.
Something tells me that, and I can't remember.
I think it did. Right. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. But it became a cult classic.
Yeah.
I just saw a video about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory actually the other day, and it too bombed. It actually
you told me
that one. It was being used as a massive marketing campaign to sell chocolates. Yeah, like they came out with the Wonka bar and then that failed. But then I think it was like Little Richie or something took the Candyman song and made his own adaptation of it, and that became his one and only massive success of a song. Maybe it wasn't Little Richie, I don't know, but yeah, no, like, you know, a lot of movies that we know and love today, when they first came out, you know, they bombed. So, but man, Blazing Saddles, one of my absolute favorite movies. It's so good. 79, Pluto moved inside Neptune's orbit for the first time since either were discovered. That must have been a trip. Pluto moved inside Neptune's orbit.
Oh, okay.
So they switched. They didn't really switch places, but Pluto.
Yeah, it's in its orbit.
Yeah. Moved inside. No, it didn't match its orbit. Moved inside the orbit.
Inside it.
Closer to the sun than Neptune.
If it would have been in its orbit, then it would have been stuck.
Yeah, well, collision, not good. So, 1980 Pink Floyd premiere their live version of The Wall at the Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena in Los Angeles, California. One of my favorite too.
Brick in the wall.
All in all, you're just another brick in the wall.
Yeah, that's a great.
We don't need no education. Yes, you do. That's a double negative. So, 1981, a plane crash at Pushkin Airport killed 50 people, including 16 members of the Pacific Fleet. That's not good. 1984, U.S. astronaut Bruce McCandles made the first untethered space walk during
Go ahead.
During shuttle mission STS-41B. It says here, astronauts Bruce McCandless II and Robert L. Stewart, they both made the first untethered spacewalk using the Manned Maneuvering Unit, the MMU. Oh, so that little hover pack thing.
Ah.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
Going back on the wall.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it's about. Don't need no education. They destroyed the language right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just always like... I get why it's about, but I also find it personally ironic. You know how anal retentive I am, you know?
Yes,
so I'm just sitting there, I'm just like... And I'm listening to it, I'm like, you illiterate bastards.
That's why they don't need no education.
84.
We're making millions with no education.
84, David, who was born without an immunity system, touched his mother for the first time at the age of 12. Wow. Wow.
Read that again.
David, who was born without an immunity system, touched his mother for the first time at the age of 12. Bubble Boy.
Yeah, I just had to hear it again.
Yeah.
Oh, what a treat that had to be.
Oh, I can't imagine. 85, New York. New York became the official anthem of New York City. That makes sense. Yeah. 85, I wonder if Los Angeles has an actual anthem. You know?
Get the hell out of something or other.
I mean,
a national anthem.
I personally view, like, you know the song Hotel California?
Yeah.
I personally view that as the anthem of California, especially revolving around, you know, the lyric, you can check out at any time you like, but you can never leave.
Yeah.
Like, I take that to heart because check out, and I look at the homeless derelicts occupying my streets, and then you can never leave, and then I look at my own situation, I'm in prison, you know, so that song really hits me really personally, you know. 85, Marshall Hughes, Bruce Morris scored a basket from 92 feet 5 inches. Wow. Heck of an arm there. 95, Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo ordered the kidnapping of DEA agent Enrique Kiki Camarera in Guadalajara, Mexico. That's dangerous.
Ricky Kiki, huh?
Yeah. 1986, Haiti's president for life, Jean-Claude Duvalier, fled to France. Henry Naftali became leader of Haiti, ending 28 years of one-family rule in that country, Haiti.
Haiti's just been a mess forever.
Yeah. Well,
last I heard it was a few years
most
back.
of Africa is just a shithole.
It was basically gun rule.
Yeah.
Whoever has guns, they're just ruling the streets. Totally out of control for humanity.
You know, most of Africa is a shithole, just as most of Central and South America, you know, they're... I mean, look at...
Haiti's an island to itself, so,
yeah.
You know.
But it's part of, you know, that area.
To control the chaos, I guess.
Yeah. 87, police in South Korea made hundreds of arrests during protest demonstrations, the country's biggest for 6 years, after a student died in custody. Yeah. That would do it. 1990, Lisa Leslie of Morningside High School in Inglewood, California, scored 101 in the first half. South Torrance High School decided not to play a second half and lost 102-24.
Wow, I did not know she was from Morningside High School. She is one of the all-time great
I see that.
Los Angeles Sparks, women's basketball.
Yeah, she sounds like the...
She is one of the great, all-time great ones.
She sounds like the Caitlin Clark of the West.
Morningside High School, damn, what did you go there for? That was my hated rival.
That... I know you get a kick if I saw Inglewood, and I'm like, that alone got me to mark this article.
Morningside High School, holy crap. Kill him!
That's like me running into an alumni of Esperanza, you know?
Yeah.
1990, the USSR Communist Party agreed to allow opposition political parties. The Central Committee of the Soviet Union Communist Party agreed to give up its monopoly on the power. Thus, the dissolution of the Soviet Union began. All right. 91, you know, it's wild to think that I was alive, you know, just at the end, you know, mind you, but I was alive when the Soviet Union was around. You know, it's like to most everybody, that's a footnote in history that started all the way back, you know, at the end of World War I. But it ended in the early 90s, and I was alive. It makes me feel like a young relic. You know? It's wild. So, 1991, Jean Bertrand Artside was sworn in as Haiti's first elected president. So the first democratically elected president. You know, awesome. Speaking of Haiti, so, yeah, there we go. 91 as well, Provisional Irish Republican Army launched a mortar attack on 10 Downing Street in London, the headquarters of the British government, during a cabinet meeting in an attempt to assassinate UK Prime Minister John Major, injuring 4 people in the process.
That guy looks like Hugh Hewitt.
That's Bill.
No, not him. No, the one you were talking about right there.
That's John Major, British Prime Minister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't read it.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. He looks like Hugh Hewitt.
I looked up and saw that. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah,
my name is Hugh Hewitt.
Do you know who Hugh Hewitt is?
No.
Oh, he's a radio host.
Oh, okay. So are you saying he has a face for radio? Are you insulting a former prime minister, good sir?
Yes, I'm insulting Hugh Hewitt. He has a face for radio.
1994.
Actually, you're inside saying I didn't say it. Go ahead.
1994, Howard Stern stopped a would-be jumper on the George Washington Bridge, but honestly, knowing Howard Stern, it was probably a, publicity stunt.
Wouldn't put it past
this guy's a piece of shit. He's also a liberal garbage.
Of course he's a liberal.
Yeah, well, no, he said some pretty disgusting things. 1995, Ramzi Yousef, the mastermind of the 93 World Trade Center bombing, was arrested in Islamabad, Pakistan. And we seem to be finding a lot of these terrorists in Pakistan. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time we did something about that country.
Who was the big one they found there?
Bin Laden.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. And I'm just sitting here thinking about a former friend of mine who also was from Pakistan. The idiot with the motorcycle.
Yes.
1998, the 28th Winter Olympic Games opened in Nagano, Japan. And in the year 2000, pardon me. Sorry about that. Bahira University was established through Presidential Ordinance Number 5 of 2000 by the government of Pakistan. 2001 Space Shuttle program. Space Shuttle Atlantis was launched on mission STS-98, carrying the Destiny Laboratory module to the International Space Station. 2005, Britain's Ellen MacArthur became the fastest person to sail solo around the world, taking 71 days, 14 hours, 18 minutes, and 33 seconds.
You're damn good.
Yeah.
Going solo.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Absolute crazy. Yeah, mental, man. 2006.
You have to go around the Cape of Good Hope down there, right? To actually sail around the world.
I mean, unless you're dragging the boat behind you, you know.
You can't get around it. I mean, if you cut through the Panama Canal, that's kind of cheating.
Well, you're going around the world. The Panama Canal is just fine. You're not,
Not when you're. Well, I don't know. Well, I'd like to see a map of her journey. Do we have a second?
Okay. I don't think they took risky things. Like, this is just all about sailing around the world. But let's see if there is a map. And let's see.
Yeah, we need a map.
Hold on a second. You know what? I'll just go to web.
It's 2. Forget it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh well. 2006, Uma Thurman was named a Knight of the Order des Arts et des Lettres of France for outstanding achievement in the field of art and literature. All right.
She's an actress. What the heck is all that?
I don't.
Is she a French actress or something?
Apparently. You know what?
I have no idea, but
no, she's U.S.
Okay.
So I don't know why. Maybe it's an honorary thing. I don't know. 2009. Bushfires in Victoria left 173 people dead in the worst natural disaster in Australian history. Sucks.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
2012, President Mohammed Nasheed of the Republic of the Maldives resigned after 23 days of anti-government protests calling for the release of the chief judge, whom was unlawfully arrested by the military.
What country was that?
Maldives, sorry.
Oh, Maldives, okay.
Yeah. I gotta learn how to speak more coherently. 2013, Azerbaijan launched its first satellite, Azure Space 1. All right.
Actually, you pronounce pretty darn good for the speed reading you do.
Thank you.
I give you kudos.
Well, no, it's not the pronunciation I'm worrying about. It's the speed. Yeah. I do need to throttle my vocabulary.
Yeah.
And once I go. 2013, Eugene Delacroix's painting "Liberty Leading the People" was vandalized at the Louvre Lens Museum, northern France. I want to see this. I don't like it when people vandalize art, but and at risk of pissing me off, I'm going to look this up. Well, thankfully, I'm not seeing anything. So, but anyway,
Is that the one they?
There's been a lot of paintings that have been vandalized. 2013, the U.S. state of Mississippi officially certified the 13th Amendment, becoming the last state to approve the abolition of slavery. The 13th Amendment having been formally ratified by Mississippi in 1995. Why are they so late to the table twice? What the fuck is wrong with you, Mississippi? I mean, at least you're better late than never, but seriously, what the fuck?
I mean, we're talking 2013.
Yeah, and, 1995 and 2013.
Yeah.
They were late enough in 95,
it had to be ratified. It took them 8 years. 8 years.
What the hell? 2014, German Treasurer Helmut Linsen resigned amid a scandal involving offshore banking accounts in the Bahamas and Panama. We also have the 22nd Winter Olympic Games opened in Sochi, Russia. I remember the Sochi Games. 2014 as well, scientists announced that the Habsburg footprints in Norfolk, England dated back to more than 800,000 years, making them the oldest known hominid footprints outside Africa.
So let me ask you this. You remember those Winter Olympics? Where are the Winter Olympics today? That are on right now.
Didn't you say France or something?
I'm not real sure myself. I think it's Italy. I'm not sure.
I couldn't give a half of a shit, but
I know, but I'm just curious. See, I remember them being in Russia or wherever that last one was.
Yeah, it's Italy. Okay.
Okay, I am right.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah. And I agree with Betty Johnson's. Can't think of the word. What he said. That Los Angeles should be stripped of the privilege of hosting the next Summer Games. The way California is, we are a shithole, and we do not have the right to have the honor of hosting anything like the Olympics. Like, I don't like the Olympics. The Olympics is crap, but to a lot of people, it's a beacon, and I don't want Los Angeles to be a beacon of anything until we get our shit together.
Well, I'll guarantee you this: they're going to clean it up for the Olympics.
Well, of course they will. Just like how,
and it'll turn it around like San Francisco.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's not going to do anything. It's just crap. Stop it.
But what I do like is there's a lot of events all across the United States. Not just in California, not just in Los Angeles, but a lot of the soccer stuff for preliminary matches is all across the United States.
But see, that I disagree with.
That.
See, no, I don't, because if you want to go see the Olympics, if you want to see everything, now you have everywhere to go, and in many cases now you can't physically be there. It's not fair.
Well, you can't see everything anyways. There's no way. You can't be everywhere. I mean, when there's 20 events going on daily, you can't see them all. You can see maybe 2.
True. Anyway, 2014, German Treasurer Helmut Linsen resigned amid a scandal involving offshore banking accounts in the... Oh, we got that one. We got that one. I kind of went back. 2016, North Korea launched Kwangmyeonsong 4 into outer space, violating multiple UN treaties and prompting condemnation from around the world. I would do it.
Did they care?
No. Well, little rocket man needs to learn a lesson in humility real quick. 2018, all citrus fruits can be traced to the southern foothills of the Himalayas, according to a DNA study published in Nature. That's cool. Yeah. Now, did you know that not humans, well, probably humans, but lemons are not a naturally occurring phenomenon. Humans invented lemons.
Yeah, not a natural fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that.
Now, and I find that
what it was a cross between
some like a citron and a lime or something.
Citron was a car.
No, a citron is a type of fruit. A citrus, a citron.
Look that up. I don't think so.
I'm going to look this up here. A citron.
I'm going to really learn something today. If citron is a fruit.
What is that?
Wow. Okay.
When are you going to learn to stop questioning my knowledge?
So the citron car is a fruit?
It's named after it. Well, the Mustang isn't... Mustang's a horse and a car. Can the citron not be a fruit in the car?
Well, you're always a car.
I'm not a car.
A Dodge didn't come from Dodgeball.
Came from Ram.
Came from the Dodge brothers.
Let's see if I can find... Well, that's not it.
What are you looking for?
I'm trying to find a specific thing. Like, there's a short video I know of. It goes off about the irony of when life gives you lemons, you know that phrase?
Yeah.
And it's ironic because we use that as a way to express the natural occurrences of life fucking you with something that we invented. We fucking ourselves here? Is that what we're saying?
Well, but it says, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade.
Yeah, but
we invented out of it.
But we invented lemons, but we're equating when the natural processes of things using something of our own creation. Like, do you understand the irony I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I understand it right out of the bat.
Yeah.
Yes.
2018, armed groups released 300 child soldiers from Yambio, South Sudan, according to the UN. We also have DNA analysis of Cheddar Man, UK's oldest complete skeleton, showed he had dark skin and blue eyes. That's an unusual combination.
Yeah.
So, 2018, missing Nigerian painting masterpiece of Ife Princess Adetutu Adimiluli by Ben Nwanwu, announced rediscovered in London. I want to see what this is. I'm still beaming from ear to ear that you're surprised I was right about the Citron.
Oh,
So.
I was ready to ring you on that one. Ring the bell.
Yeah,
Not
this
yet.
is the...
I have not rung the bell yet. Pisses me off, too.
Yeah, this is the painting I was talking about. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Reminds me a little bit about with the girl with a pearl, if you know that art piece.
I do not.
Girl with a pearl. Yeah. It's a girl and she has a pearl.
Yeah.
It's the same pose, like
I see what
the same
you're
vibe,
Yeah. The fact you know the girl with a pearl amazes me.
2019.
You know a lot of little crap. I got to give you that.
Well, I've been doing this show for 20 years, like almost 20 years. See, like I've been doing this, off and on since what, 2007?
No,
think about it.
I don't know. I know.
Yeah.
I don't know the date. It could have been 7, 6, 5, 4, 12. I don't know.
It's approaching.
Long time.
It's approaching 20 years. Not there yet, but close. 2019, the first reports of poisonous homemade alcohol killing people in the Indian states of Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh will go on to kill about 100.
Oh man, what a shame.
Yeah. 2019, measles cases in Europe highest in a decade, tripling in a year to 82,596 according to the World Health Organization. We cannot trust them. And while that was going on, we have a measles outbreak declared in the Philippines with 1,813 cases and 26 deaths. A little interesting. Almost seems like they're trying to cause a public health scare, and then nobody bid, and then they went back to the coronavirus.
It's all those measles outbreaks totally preventable.
Yeah.
We have the vaccinations. It should be.
But see,
that's what happens. They declare something like measles.
But see, Dad,
extinct, and then it pops up. Nobody takes the.
But see, Dad, if we actually properly vaccinated the people, then we can't kill them off. And if we don't kill them off and create public scares, how can we keep them under our control?
Or you can vaccinate them with something and kill them off direct.
Well, what do you think the response to the COVID-19 is? I mean, you know, for example, that guy on the football field and what's his face, the asshole in the NBA, his son.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
James.
Yeah, that guy. Oh, we actually.
But they've never publicly stated what happened to
Of course they're not, because they want
that
to happen to us.
But I wish they would, and that tells me you're a sleazeball too. If it's something like that, let the public know.
But the public knows, their plan is to kill the public. Anyway, 2019, a new kangaroo fossil research was published from Riversleigh, Australia, showing kangaroos learned to hop 20 million years ago, much earlier than first thought. Interesting. 2021, Himalayan glacier crashed in the Dahalanganga River, destroying a dam and causing a huge flood in Uttarakhand province, India, killing 26, leaving 150 missing. Jeez.
Destroying a dam.
Yeah.
Holy. You gotta crash into a dam?
Well, that makes me think, there's no way that's not unintentional. I mean, you're crashing. How do you crash into a dam of all things? I mean, I'm not saying
it doesn't mean
it's not
you
possible.
Destroyed the dam because only 150 people were missing or whatever.
Well, he crashed into the river, but it destroyed the dam. Yeah. Maybe it was just the pressure, and the dam was crappily built to begin with. I don't know. So, 2021, Sarah Thomas became the first woman referee of a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay, Florida.
Oh, kudos.
All right, yeah.
Kudos.
21, actually, hold on a second. Woman referee joke. I have to bring this up. Meme. Well, I'm not finding it, but basically to get the gist, it went on saying that women would be terrible referees because they would blow the whistle and then people would ask, what's wrong? And then they would say, oh, everything's fine. 2021, The Weeknd became the first Canadian solo artist to headline at the Super Bowl halftime show at Super Bowl LV. All right. 2022, European security facing its most dangerous moments since the Cold War amid fears of Russian invasion of Ukraine, according to EU foreign policy chief. 2023, as I said, this asshole, LeBron James scored 38 points to become NBA's all-time leading scorer as the Lakers went down 133 to 130 to Oklahoma City. Thunder in Los Angeles surpassed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's 38,387 career points.
Now, hold on, before you go further on the poor guy. Listen.
Poor guy?
Hold on. I obviously don't care for some of the decisions he made in his career. That's his business, his concern, but that makes me dislike him. He's not an absolute asshole. I don't even know the guy.
Dad, I included him in the show. I'm already giving him all the credit he's earned. He's still a douchebag.
Okay, fair enough. I'll go with that.
2023, the UK Metropolitan Police officer David Carrick jailed for life for 85 serious offences, including 48 rapes over 17 years, amid calls for a radical overhaul of the police service. Yeah, fuck.
Wow.
Holy shit. 2024, and this is why I have my stance on one of the things that we just absolutely do not agree on.
Okay.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejected Hamas's ceasefire proposal, saying he will continue until total victory, saying forces will push further south in the city of Rafah. He wants a genocide. Israel wants to kill Palestine. They are not there. Since day one, it's an invasion, it's an occupation, it's a takeover, it's a genocide. Simple.
If Hamas ever puts down their arms,
Hamas became Hamas because Israel. Hamas wasn't there before Israel.
Hamas wants to destroy Israel
because Israel shoot anyway.
Okay, here's
they
the
need
deal
to back
on
off.
This issue. They were brutally attacked on August 7th. Brutally attacked. I mean, babies thrown in ovens and cooked, beheaded, children, all of that.
Who was?
Israel was attacked by Hamas.
Hamas is a product of Israel's aggression onto Palestine.
Okay, let's move on.
Yes. 2024, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky removed his top general Valery Zelensky in the military's most significant shakeup in years. 2024, Pakistan election offices were hit by twin bombings, killing at least 24 people a day before general elections. Jeez. Talk about a way to try to terrorize people and not vote.
Yeah.
2025, last but not least, the Greek island of Santorini was placed under a state of emergency amid a swarm of earthquakes that began on January 27th. Wow. So
the voting thing just above that.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Iraq when they first had free elections and you had to dip your finger in the
I
ink well.
remember that.
They're worried about, is that going to be a signature for killing people?
Oh.
I don't know if it happened or not. I don't believe it did.
That makes sense. I didn't even think about that.
But people did it. People went out. The majority of people went out and voted. Had that ink on their finger.
I didn't even think about that, but that's a very good point. But back at that time, when I first heard about it, I thought that was awesome because much like my sunglasses with my stickers, at least until the pain wore off. Pardon me. That was a way for them to physically show that they voted. That is a monumental shift of that entire country, and man, I would have loved to have been able to dip my finger in that paint. Well, if I was one of them, what a proud thing to do. So, but good point. It could have been a marker, a crosshair. So, but anyway, that shall be it for the show for today. Once again, please check the underbar. Anything that you may find interesting. including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. It is up to you to find the articles of our history. A lot, has been made every day and continues to be made. You saw by the just sheer amount of things, that we didn't cover. You gotta look it up. There's so much interesting stuff out there. It is phenomenal. For your dose of past events daily, we stream every day at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
The Golden Loon, who hopes that you enjoyed the show as much as I did.
Yeah. And you here, of course, are you. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us. And until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, I'm just going to double check really quick to make sure I don't have any comments, nothing on YouTube. Well, I'm just doing a quick wrap up, and I can't even find where my other thing is. So I'm just going to, here it is. Nope. So until next time, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection. Rate 5 thumbs and subscribe. Toodles!